So when you talk about like Coca-Cola, Unilever, Nestle, these brands cannot be more than 439 years old because the Industrial Revolution only started in 1780. Makes sense? 17? Guinness. And what were they producing? They were producing Guinness and then. Yeah, look, there might have been, it could have been, but remember, prior to the industrialization, there would never have been mass manufacturing. Because mass manufacturing only started 239 years ago, in 1780, Industrial Revolution 1. Just bear that in mind. There could be, there are some brands. There are many brands that are very older, much older than that, but they're not kind of packaging brands. So what is the purpose of packaging? We say it is containment. Imagine if we cannot contain the sugar, how are we going to sell this? So we have to end up using packaging to do containment. Containment means putting it into a unit, 1 kilogram of sugar, half a kilogram of sugar, or 250 grams of sugar. All of these is packaging unitization. So it results in containment. That's a principle of packaging. And then protection. Packaging protects what it sells and sells what it protects. Right? Protects what it sells and it sells what, how do you mean it sells what it protects? Because of branding. A lot of times when you go looking for a toothpaste in the supermarket, you will buy the Colgate. Because that is like the most popular toothpaste, you know. Some brands are so popular in the minds of a person that if you, let's say you want to vacuum clean your house, some people say, I want to hoover my house. Hoover. What they mean is the brand. They're using the brand to say vacuuming. That means how powerful the brand is in the mind of the consumer. If you can replace the actual word by the brand name, like monkey, like magnet, you see all these names are coming up because these like Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. I mean, and you know these brands have color perceptions. The Coca-Cola, for instance, red. If you change the color, the brand of Coca-Cola, it will not sell. Will not. Imagine Coca-Cola becoming Pepsi color blue. I will never drink it. No. But let me tell you something. Human beings are very, very passionate. They're very emotional. And colors play a very, very important role. Color. But so, what is protection? Yeah, I mean, things like these products cannot move in the supply chain without being carefully protected. So packaging enables protection. So the product can get to the consumer in the correct shape and form. Then, what about offering extended shelf life? If you harvest your fresh produce, it does not have a long shelf life. Because every food, the moment you break it off the tree, technically is done. It needs to be eaten. But we human beings is the only animal on the planet that says, let's keep full. March, April, May, you won't get these bananas. Let's pack it. All the purpose. We want to keep for when the seasonality is not enabling the normal growth and harvest. We want to pack so we can eat in a later month, on a later part of the year. No acting. Don't see the lion saying to the wife, excuse me, we brought this Deborah down. We eat now half. Put the alarm, carry it, pack it, take it away. Don't kill tomorrow. We don't have to kill it. We got this. No fridge. Another thing, human beings, the fridge. Fridge. Go home and check the fridge, I guess. Some houses got more than one fridge. Each house has got two fridges. Sometimes three. Don't check it. I thought, wife is packing the fridge. My wife, anyway. I said, what's so much stuff in the fridge? She said, yeah, because of you. But then, you, every time people come here and say, cook and eat. But it's true, you come to my house. Anybody come to my house, you must eat and drink. You can't leave my house. Yeah. It's a normal thing in South Africa. You come to my house. Alex, you've been?
Yeah.
You've been there,
Been,
I'll come here. Yeah. Anybody come to my house. Yeah. But it means, I think that's why she keeps extra food. Because she doesn't, she said to me,
Kishan is vegetarian, eh?
yeah, but they eat meat. I'm totally vegetarian.
Wow.
But she therefore keeps meat and oil, 5 liter oil, not 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 30 liter. Oh, like you like around the restaurant. But we as human beings, we want to preserve and we want to refrigerate as much as possible. So therefore, we've got to have packaging. And then enables portions. Now we are getting, as human beings, we are very, very lazy. That's the word. Because now everything must be portion based. You want a cup of tea, you can have just enough, 1 tea bag. And then you just take 1 sugar and you put it in.
What you think.
Yeah. Yeah, but what I'm saying is every time you go, you're portioning things. You're creating more packaging requirements. Because I know my mother, my grandmother, who is late now, she never know what a tea bag is. She used to buy the 2 kilogram tea and she used to strain it. You know, they said the strainer. You put the tea in there, you strain it, then no packaging. No packaging.
This generation was not privileged to see that. Why you have to brew tea.
Yes.
Then put it in a strainer.
But it's still, it's still a better teacher.
Yes.
It's better. No, these tea bags are not really, they're not healthy, yes.
You don't know because you don't know what it is to be. That's why that lady or that man you're living with who is 90 years old, go and ask him or her what life was 80 years ago when she or he was 10. Maybe in 1920, 1930.
Yeah, then people were not in mega cities.
No. No.
I mean, if you live in a place where you have maybe 7 floors, you want to come every time like that man to go and get the milk? Even if the cow is downstairs, it's not possible.
The cow is downstairs, yeah.
It's not possible.
But the thing is that the lifestyle of human beings has become very easy because of the introduction of the supermarket.
Yeah.
The supermarket cannot exist if it's not for supply chain and packaging.
Yes.
That is the problem in Nigerian SMEs they have.
Yeah.
They still the traditional system of the old markets.
We still have it.
Yes.
Yeah. Even in South Africa, there are some grocery shops that still have a sack of rice and a sack of beans and a sack of salad.
Yeah.
And you go take a kilogram, you put on a scale, you put a 1 kilogram weight in a brown paper bag, and then you say,
You have different measuring cups. You have the Rika, you have pin bucket.
But this thing about modern living where we have 1 portion is meaning that we are generating more packaging.
Yeah.
So it's a problem. Then the packaging communicates, educates, and informs. Most packaging tells you a little story about the product. And generally though, we do not read words on the packaging. We look first for color and shape. Then we read last. The moment you see the red and you know it's Coca-Cola, there's no need to read anything about it because you already know it. Yeah. Because people don't read. Then this idea about bread, when you buy the bread, there's a tag, there's a clip.
Yes.
If the clip was color-coded Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which day of the week it was baked, it's a good idea. Because often when I go home and when I take the bread out of my bread cupboard at home, first question I ask my wife is, when did you buy the bread? Because I don't know whether it's a day old, 2 days old, 3 days old. I got to keep checking whether there's fungi on the bread. Half the time I'm not at home because I'm here. Because I go home and the bread is there and I'll ask the question. She says you must stay at home, then you know. Don't why are you going all over training the whole world? Then you stay at home, you buy the bread. But I'm saying if you have telecom, then unless if it is blue, I know Monday. If it's Wednesday, I know the bread is 2 days old. What's so much about it?
But if they
Unless they want Monday, the other week. But then it won't last. Bread doesn't last for 1 week. Yeah.
You actually determine days bread use.
If you can, if it's color coded, you can.
but they always don't.
One good way to communicate about the products being communicated.
It's one good way to. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It communicates. Yeah. So the color communicates. And then other functions of packaging is security, inertness, appearance. Security means you are ensuring that the product is not accessed, compromised, or accessed by somebody else. In other words, tamper. So the packaging serves as a tamper evidence. It means that when you buy something, if the packet is open, for instance now, this packet of chips I opened, now you know that the seal has been broken. Now that's easy, but there are many, many types of packaging where built into the packaging is tamper evidence. So you can tell whether somebody has been inside the packaging before you. Then what's inert? Inertness, packaging inert is no reaction. Inert is an English word. Inert means there is not an aggressive reaction between the packaging and the product. The product is inside the packaging. Then the packaging and the product can react with each other. See? For instance, give you a stupid example. I'm packing ice cream. But I'm saying, now we have to think about the environment. I'm going to pack my ice cream in paper. I'll pack my ice cream, my cups and everything in paper. The thing is not going to last in the supply chain because the ice cream will melt the paper very quickly. So it's not going to work.
Also, it was heavy.
It's polylactic. It's coated. It's poly-coated board, then that can be used. But inertness therefore relates to the reaction between the packaging and the product. So we use the word compatibility. Have you ever heard of this word? We say that if there's no reaction, there is inert, and therefore that package and that product is compatible. Compatible. If it's not compatible, it means there's a reaction, and that means you're going to compromise your shelf life. And then, of course, appearance must look good. Packaging, we say the packaging must protect the product, but not if it's looking bad. That's also, I came here today, I came dressed with the top of the shop. It doesn't look right. I could have, I could have come in a shorts and t-shirt. Appearance is not right. It's not good. So the packaging too must play a role, must look nice, must be attractive. Then, right, can you read that first point there? Yeah. Alex, you put some pictures in WPO.
Yeah.
Have you done it already?
Yeah.
Any comments on the first one? Packaging is why is it an art? An art because it is artistic. It means that we've got to appeal to the consumer, who is you. By the way, you know something about packaging. What appeals to you won't appeal to the Chinese.
Yeah.
The culture is totally different. It's culture specific. Packaging has got to be culture specific. I like that word.
Target audience. Not that target
Target audience.
graphic.
Target audience. I like this chips, by the way. This is my favorite chips. If I'm coming to your house, make sure you buy this one. Then I will eat this one. I went to India one day. I asked for the legs. I bought it. I'm eating it. It's like we've got a masala inside. Like, curry powder. They put it inside here and there. I said, what is this here? And they know the Indians like it. So it's culture specific. Everything must be curry. So they make the Lay's chips out of curry. What appeals to the Indian is not going to appeal to the Chinese. It's not going to appeal to the Japanese. That's a totally different culture. It's not going to appeal to the Nigerians. Totally different culture. Not going to appeal to South Africans. Another culture. So it's culture specific. You need to be aware. That's why we say artistic. Why is it science? Why is it scientific? Because everything in the packaging, there's a lot of science in packaging. For instance, in this packaging here, earlier on I told you we do a nitrogen flush.
Yeah.
That is a science. Before we seal this pack, we put the chips in. Before we seal it, we flush it with nitrogen. We then take all the air out, the normal air that we're breathing, because in the air that we're breathing, we have oxygen. That's why we can breathe and live, because the oxygen is in the air that we breathe. But inside the packet of chips, there's no oxygen, only nitrogen. That's called MAP, modified atmosphere packaging, MAP, modified atmosphere packaging. Now, why do we do that? Take the oxygen out. We don't take oxygen out. We take all the air out, which includes the oxygen, and we replace it with the nitrogen. Reason? Oxygen supports microbes, so she said you're going to end up growing microbes.
To prevent oxidation. To prevent oxidation.
So microbes, you're talking about softness because you want the chips to be crispy. But the answers are nice, but it's not really the answer. It's not really for softness, not really for growth of microbes. What do you think?
To prevent oxidation.
Right, but that's a big word, oxidation. What is the meaning of oxidation? When you have oxygen, right, it comes to shelf life. The answer about microbes is not wrong, softness is not wrong, but the better answer is when you take the oxygen out, put nitrogen. Nitrogen is inert. It does not react. Now the chips is fried in oil. Anything that's got oil inside the product, if you leave it with oxygen, the oil will react with the oxygen. We say it oxidizes, oxidation. Now that is the word, you can use the word in English, oxidation, but I can tell you 99% of the people who say oxidation do not know what the chemical meaning of oxidation is. It is, if you study chemistry, by the way, I got a degree in chemistry. If you study chemistry, the oxidation means the oxygen in the atmosphere binds with the oils, which is carbohydrates. And it makes the oil go off. So we say oxidative rancidity. Rancid. You ever ate a cashew nut, not cashew nut, maybe Brazil nut, old, 6 months old. You take a bite and eat it. Terrible smell. Taste the oil. The oil, you can taste it's bad. Have you no experience? Never? We will eat all the Brazil nuts. Plantain chips?
Yes.
Yes. Because the plantain chips goes up right in oil. So that is why the plantain chips, if you want to package it correctly, nitrogen flush. Nitrogen flush. Not expensive to do, but you will increase the shelf life. So the reason, I'm just talking about science of packaging. Nitrogen flushing is the science, but it's more than that. One, there's another thing. the barrier coating inside through this packaging here. Can the oxygen go through? Can the water vapor go through? You're saying no, but how do we know? But we have to test. We have to take a sample of the packaging and look at how much of oxygen can go through the packaging in one day. Measure. And then we can say, in this packaging, BOPP, every 24 hours, we're getting 0.2 grams of oxygen going through. So we can say we come up with what is known as the permeability constant, a p-value for that packaging for oxygen. We can say the p-value for that packaging for water vapor is another p-value. So we can have, for different packaging materials, we can have a different p-value for oxygen transmission, water vapor transmission. We call them oxygen transmission rates, OTR, or MVTR, moisture vapor transmission rates, or WVTR, water vapor transmission rate. So we can calculate the rate. How is it done? In a laboratory. So it's scientific. Then the can, let's take this bottle here. This bottle, I need to know how much of force I'm going to apply before it collapses. That thing has to be calculated. So we put it onto a machine, which brings the force down, and the machine is bringing the kilonewtons force until it collapses. The moment it collapses, the machine says collapse at a certain point. Then we have a specification, mustn't collapse below a certain point, can only collapse after a certain point. So we have a threshold, we have a specification for vertical. Now here's the word, it's called vertical load or axial. Sometimes we say AXIAL, axial load. Even your Coke can. You know you can stand on the Coke can. No, if it's full and you didn't open the seal, I can stand on it and balance on the Coke can. It won't break. But when you drink the Coke, try to stand on the can. Now, 1973, 1975, 1976, before 80, the Coke can, after you finish the Coke, you cannot smash the can. Today, even the lady can smash the can. Leave the man is strong. The lady can just take it one hand. The finish, after you drink the can, even the beer, but the lady is not going to do it, so she doesn't. Right? But the lady is not drinking the beer, so she wouldn't know. Huh? Am I wrong? Very wrong. Okay, so the ladies know. Okay, I'm joking. Whether it's a beer can or whether it's a Coke can, it's the same can.
Yeah.
Exactly the same can. And it has a certain axial loading. It has a certain pressure resistance. Aerosol, you spray on the arch. Aerosol. You do it. When you're holding that, that's a packaging. The aerosol is a packaging because it's packing the aerosol. It's packing the perfume. And it's got pressure. So when you press the valve, the aerosol is dispensing the perfume. The pressure inside the aerosol is high. You know? It is 12 MPAs. 12 MPAs. Robin, answer. I'm just in training. No, I'm in a class training. I'll just WhatsApp me something. I'll WhatsApp you in the next break. I'm in Nigeria. But just WhatsApp me because I'll be picking up. Right. So the pressure in an aerosol is high. What is the pressure in your tire in your car when you top up the air in your car?
Yes.
What is PSI? You don't do it in kilopascals. Okay, doesn't matter. Forget about that. I'm just saying the pressure in your aerosol is almost as high as the pressure in your car tire. So when you're holding it in your hand and therefore don't leave the pressure, don't leave the aerosol in your car in a hot day because it can explode. Yeah. It's a pressure vessel. So it's dangerous. So packaging, from a science point of view, has got to be able to control the pressure ability, pressurization in the can. How do we do that? We control the wall thickness. We control the base thickness. We control every single thing to create this science in the packaging. Now, I'm going to stop here, but whole day I can tell you about science in packaging. Because there's physics and chemistry involved in every packaging. Even the ordinary corrugated box, there too we need to know axial loading, crush resistance, water absorption, COB, COBB is called, COB testing. How much of water can the box hold? Relative humidity, big issue. Storage conditions, big issue of packaging. Packaging is a very, very big subject. Second point, packaging is the means to ensuring the safe delivery of a product to the ultimate consumer, that's you and me, in sound condition at the minimum overall cost. Now, what is the meaning of that? Is that true?
Yes.
Yes, we don't want to pay too much for the packaging. But we can't be mean and say, hey, reduce the packaging price. Because the fellow who is making the packaging design, he can design it lower in cost. Then when you are buying the product, you damage. Everything is damaged inside. Then what is the point of it? So the packaging is there to protect the product. And the last one, can somebody read that? Read it. So. Okay, what's the meaning of it?
Labeling design.
Hmm?
Labeling design.
Labeling, you're right, labeling design, but what is, yes, more, I need more.
Information.
Okay, this year is this year, if you're doing OID, who's doing OID? You're doing OID. This question will come out.
Yes, it's just about to make sale. Because if you have a product, you are packaged it and you put it on the shelf, nobody's buying it. So that means it's not packaged this well. So if you have a good packaging and it's all about marketing the product, you take it from the manufacturer to the retailer. So if they purchase it, that means it's a good.
It's done its job. Okay. So what we're saying is the packaging marketing is the history of the packaging and it's related to the marketing. But I want to know over time, give me a packaging in Nigeria that's about 50 years, maybe 100 years old. Don't take hope. Because so is not Nigeria. And 60 years, what sugar that you're talking about? Has the packaging changed? No.
And what is it that they keep? Does it change?
Every federal bank
Over the years.
For 60 years, the sugar,
It didn't change.
they did not even change the
I
size.
was born here in the Chicago. Here are your bank
Fine.
and the children have
Fine.
been the same while other brands.
Okay. I believe it. I believe you. But for what size is it? What size? It's infused.
It's been cute.
No, but what size is it?
Yeah.
You do that 4 by.
I want to know, is nothing sold in the kilogram?
This can be. But comes in a box.
And how many pieces are in the box? And for 6 years, only
So, right. No, it doesn't really.
This same box.
Same color, same everything. It didn't change.
Because now, Alex, we all like this, like this.
No, this box has been like this for 6 years and I showed that.
5 years.
Does that change?
No problem.
And they don't have a bigger.
The same class.
The bad example.
There is another product that trained me. I was carrying a stick for 5 years.
Number three,
Yes. But that one change.
well, number three is there are products that over 6 years are being sold, but the packaging is changed.
Yeah.
Of the price. But it's the first time in the world I was never found this question in Nigeria.
Blue band, yes.
The blue band used to be.
But look at change packaging material.
Has changed.
What I'm saying is, there are, okay, that is an exception, let's forget about it. But generally, let's take Coca-Cola. 30 years ago, who remembers what Coke was being sold? What Coke? Was there any, was there any?
They were not in cans.
No, 30 years ago, there wouldn't be one. 70 years ago,
That's what about
that's 40 years ago.
Coca-Cola in can.
Yeah, 40 years, the one. But I would say, 40 years ago, there was no cans. There was first the bottle, then they brought the can, then they brought the plastic. And now they changed the size.
Of the country.
Even the bottle, now you have 1.25 liter, before it was 750 bottles. Then they make a 1 liter, now they make a 1.25 liter bottle. Then they make a 1.5 liter PET. 2 liter PET. I'm just saying the history of the packaging. As the packaging evolved, is you can track it, you can track the marketing.
Yeah.
The packaging changes and the marketing branding changes are going together. Except for sugar.
It's all over the world.
That's what.
It's yeah. It's all
Oh,
over the world.
It's from the French country, Saint Louis. From France.
If that packaging in 60 years is not changed, but whoever designed the packaging 60 years ago, the very clever packaging changes.
I don't know. You see, when the brand has become a legend, when the brand become legendary brands. Legendary brands.
Legendary brands.
Brands.
That would be
Or
in
the
that
other brands.
Yeah.
So they can afford to be arrogant, they can afford to because the block of
No, but you see that packaging, I look at that.
From a brand like I can't stay over time. Yet now other products, smaller products have come to suppress it. So you have Colgate, you have Pepsodent, you have.
You know, but toothpaste.
Yes.
In fact, when we put the supermarket on one side, we say, I need marketing. We will go with the
Toothpaste.
Okay.
It's like Hoover.
Even the same thing.
It's like I want to you know, in the industry they talk about a fork. Some people say Heister. Where is the Heister? It's not a Heister. Heister is a brand of a fork.
Yeah.
You see? But if you talk about a Heister, that means the brand of Heister is only seen as a fork. So it's strong branding. But the reality though is generally, except for that is the first time I've seen that example, packaging changes evolve with time. it changes material type, substrate. It changes size from 1 liter to 1.25 liter or a half a kilogram to 250 grams. It keeps changing. And therefore, we say the history of packaging is the history of. You need to be able to, normally we rather ask an essay on this question, 30 marks. Normally in a 1-year diploma, and then you've got to then give examples and show. Also, you must understand a product life cycle. The product has a life cycle. Generally, you will find that the introduction of a product into the market is very slow sale. People don't want to buy it. For instance, when the cell phone came up in 1990, the first cell phone was so big. We had an area so long. If you want to talk to the check in South Africa, you can just study with the area and tell them one area. It was so long the area. I'm joking. It was a big thing. Nokia and all, right? Remember? Yeah, cellular phone. That time, nobody wanted to buy it. And also it was expensive. So if you look at the sales growth flow, then after people started buying it, and then they should put it here, the belt. They go to weddings and all that, they train everybody, they got the cell phone. That means that man's a big man, he got a cell phone.
Yeah.
Then everybody wants to buy the cell phone. Then the growth of cell phones is picking up. Then by 2010, 2020, everybody got 4 cell phones. One for the girlfriend, one for the wife, one for the business, and one for himself. Right. Even yet to this, I have a separate one for the girlfriend. Is that true?
Yeah, one.
Is that true? No, I don't have. I only want cell phone. So, when the cell phones became a big thing, the whole world was buying not 1, maybe 2 or 3 cell phones each. At that point, the cell phone sales came to a plateau. Plateau means not increasing anymore.
Yeah.
And then, is the cell phone going to die?
No.
No. You know the cell phone died. Because now the one that you hold in your hand is not known as the cell phone, it's called a smartphone. The cell phone is gone. This is a new product, the smartphone.
Android.
The Android, whatever had a cell phone, what you're talking about in the 1990s, the only thing you could do with it was make a phone call.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. And today, it is a computer, fully fledged computer. You know about ChatGPT.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
don't use it in my exam, sir. I actually told them that on Friday they got to run a 3-hour exam.
Yes.
You tell them.
It's normal. If you need the certification, you have to do an assessment. Yes.
No, now we are here to have fun with packaging. Look, how are you enjoying that session on packaging?
Yeah.
It's not boring, huh?
No.
Yeah, but packaging is a boring subject. But depends how you train. Depends how you lecture. I mean, if I could come here, if I was a lecturer from university, I'll come here teach you about packaging. Within 1 hour, you'll be sleeping. Because it's not a subject, it's a textbook subject. But the thing is that when I talk the packaging, it is always from a real case study, real examples that are affecting us. So it becomes a bit of a reality training, not a theoretical training. If you do theoretical training, you lose the student. So what is primary, secondary, and tertiary packaging? So in the primary pack, the product is touching the packaging. So here, this is the primary pack. Because the water is touching the body of the packaging. This is the primary pack because the chip is in contact with the paper, with the plastic. Now, when the product is touching the packaging, we say it's a primary packaging. Then, if I take that water bottle, which is a primary pack, and I put 12 in a corrugated bottle, or I put 12 and 12, 24, and I fill it, that corrugated box is no longer a primary pack. It's a secondary pack. Then I take 24 of those boxes and I put it on a pallet. You know the wooden pallets?
Yeah.
And I put it there. I've got 24 boxes, each containing 24 water. That pallet is a tertiary bag. Tertiary, 1, 2, 3. Primary is 1, secondary means 2, tertiary means 3. And then if I put 500 of the pellets in a shipping container, you know what a shipping container is? The 20-foot and 40-foot containers. That container is known as a quaternary packaging. The packaging. The shipping container is a packaging because it's protecting the product, it is transforming the product, it's doing all the definitions I gave you of packaging. It's conforming to the quaternary pack, which is the shipping container. How's the video guy doing the packaging? Chapter came, we thought the only job that we use. Alex, if you tell the video guy, he's also going to write the exam. Yeah, he's thinking he's only video from it. Are you learning about packaging?
Yeah.
This is interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Let's write the exam, yeah. So, we understand this. What is packaging hierarchy? What is the meaning of this word hierarchy? Level. Different levels. What's Maslow's hierarchy of needs?
Physiological need.
Yes. So human being has a primary need, which is safety. Then it has maybe social needs. Then it has reputational needs, and then it's eventually discovered like real life. Physiological.
The charging point and cell phone.
Oh, in the primary, in the hierarchy of needs. Charging point for cell phone. I think it was adapted to the model. That generally let me tell you. I'll tell you in China. I was there in Shanghai, and so we were there. And lunchtime, my guide, the girl that was with me, Chinese girl, but she knew English, so they put her with me so she could take me around. So I said we can just get some, maybe a burger and a Coke or something for lunch. And so I bought one for her. She said, "Oh, you didn't have to buy for me." I said, "Nah." Then I'm taking money out to give her to buy. She said, "No, in China, we don't work with money." She take a cell phone out.
Yeah.
She go to the shop. There's a barcode there. No, 2D code. She took the code, the menu comes up, you select all the details, it generates order number. She pays with the card, and she gets a reference number. And now 10 minutes later, they call the reference number. She go collect it. She wrote.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
I think, and she said to me, she's very proud. She said to me, "No, China, everything is cell phone.
Exactly.
If you want to go taxi, you take the barcode cell phone, you show the barcode, you charge it to cell phone. If you want to go the train, again, if I go to China, I can't do anything because I got my business card, my Masterclass, Diners Club card, don't work. If you got money, euros, it don't work.
That's all.
You must have the car, you must have the cell phone. Then I asked her one question. I said, "Oh, there is the whole day you go around in the city in China with a cell phone." She said, "Yeah." I said, "What happened to the cell phone there?" She says, "All over we have charging points and cell phone. All over there charging points. Because if the cell phone dies, you really can't go back home. How short can you move?" You have to charge the phone. So who said that? You're right. We'll change the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We'll put one layer there, we'll put cell phone charging. Okay, right. Understanding the consumer needs. So here's an example. Usually tomato sauce is when you dispense with your fingers, you eventually mess up your finger and your thumb because you're trying to take all the tomato sauce out. But if a tomato sauce could be dispensed in a packaging where you fold like this and this squeezes into there, and all the tomato sauce comes out in the middle here. How will that be? Your finger will never get this.
But everything in your product.
The thing is, this packaging is available. The slide here, put the slide. I don't know where you got it from, but it is the packaging that is available. I've not seen it, but it can be easily done.
You know what we used to have with tomato puree here many years ago? You don't need a tin cutter to open the can.
Yes.
Or you get a knife. Yeah.
Oh, the can. You mean the metal can?
Yeah.
You have tomato puree there. You know the thing he was talking about, Alex, you are right. Because the can was invented because of Napoleon Bonaparte was in France. His soldiers were going out to fight, and invariably they should stop because they go out and must wait 2-3 weeks before coming back. So and they are in the tent and in the bush and in the where they're fighting on the border. They're fighting. Then the chaps are coming back. They're saying, "Hey, well, Napoleon said, why you came so early?" He said, "No, we are hungry. Never got food." Napoleon said to the whole country, "Any man or woman that can find a way of taking food to the soldiers so they can last 6 weeks or 2 months there, I'll give them a prize." There's one chap who made a can. He made a metal can. He put the food in there. He sealed it up. He kept it. That thing lasted 6 months. He showed Napoleon. Napoleon gave him money straight away. That thing happened, and that is the start of metal packaging for food. Then, for 100 years, metal packaging of food was all over the world. 100 years, the ladies in the house used to do, what is it? Are you opening it?
Yeah. We used to have tin cutter, a can. So yes. Or if you don't have it, then you take a knife, you pierce it, and then you start to cut it.
So that's 100 years that was happening. Then 100 years later, somebody devised a tin can opening.
Yeah. And then like that, they
Then they go.
You remember those for a knife or something, but yes,
Yeah.
have to say there are those ones you can,
Oh yeah, that's called easy opening.
yeah.
So there's a foil on top. By the way, that foil, you say easy opening, you must understand around the foil, we perforated it.
Mm.
So if the foil is 60 microns, we penetrate it up to about 40 microns. So only 20 microns is done. So when you do this and you pull, it opens. Because if you pull 60 microns, you won't be able to open that either. You can get your hand. So all these things are packaging.
for Hollandia, remember, Hollandia, we used to use paper, but today, we can't open it.
Yes, it's packaging. Another thing, remember the fish. Now you've got a key.
Yeah.
They've got a key to open it.
But they don't use the key now, it's just like.
Yeah, it's not, but that was the whole way with the key.
Yeah, the key is the, hold on.
Like the exit tack on beef.
And then what about this? Oh yeah, what about this here? The modern, so Coca-Cola. They are constantly changing the marketing strategy because they want to keep selling the Coke so every year they come with a new idea. So one year they said, when we put the people's names, then Jessica is gonna buy this Coke and have it for all her friends. She said, "Hey, look, my Coke they made for me."
Or like this.
Yeah, personalized. What is a famous brand of bread here? What is the
Agege bread is big.
brand of bread?
From Brandon.
Well, there's no bakers. It's a big brand here.
They hold
No, but this baking is a big brand of bread. So let me tell you the story about Coca-Cola. One day, Coca-Cola guys, you know what they do every year? They get the biggest brand manager or director from each continent. 6 people, 6 continents. They meet in one room for a whole week They brainstorm for that year new ideas on brand management. How to penetrate the market, how to make sure that the people don't forget Coca-Cola. New ideas. This is how this idea came up. They were sitting, six of them. There's 1 year, they've got no ideas now, no more ideas. Then the one fellow says, hey, I've got a small idea, but I don't know if it will work. Other 5 fellows says, what is the idea? He says, let's go to the Pope. You know the Pope? Vatican? Yeah, we're in Rome, in Italy, right?
Italy, yeah.
They said, why don't we go to the Pope? We will ask the Father, the Pope, to change the prayer, Father, give us this day our daily bread. We say to the Father, change the word bread. Father, give us this day our daily coke. This thing is going to die. Because everybody is going to be saying his prayer, and then all the children are going to say, where's the coke, where's the coke? The parents are billions and billions of more coke inside. The other fellow said, hey, this is a brilliant idea. Let's go to the Pope. They found the Pope, they said to the Pope, we are coming to you. The Pope, he thought they're coming for prayer and, confession or something. But he came with the helicopter. He's got multi-millionaires. He came with the helicopter, and each fellow came out, he got a big bag. If you open the bag, it's only $100. No, thousands and thousands. They said if the Pope doesn't agree, we'll start branding him. Hey, the Pope came, he said, son, come, anything you want to talk, you're still, you want time with me, and I'm happy to give you the time. Then the 6 fellows said, no, Father, we got no problems. He said, then what you came for? He said, no. You see that prayer, Father, give us this day our daily bread. We want you to change one word. It's not a big job. Just change the whole word. Make it, Father, give us this day our daily bread. Hey, the Pope said, no, that's a word of God, right? I'm not allowed. I can't do that. They said, no, you try. Look at the bag here. Open the bag. Other people open the other bag. Hey, 3-4 hours they're negotiating. This Pope said, no, I can't change. I don't have the power. Hey, eventually they took all the money, put back the helicopter, they're flying back. Hey, very, very upset. Well, one fellow said, hey, we lost today with the Pope. The other chap says, hey, I wonder what Bakeries is paying. What? Why? Because it's bread, they're selling bread. So they're thinking Bakeries is paying him a lot of money. They like my jokes. Right, okay, so you understand, Coca-Cola is, and it's not only Coca-Cola, every single brand owner, he will tell you, every brand owner, every moment they're thinking about how to entice you and me, the unsuspecting consumer. You don't understand how there's subliminal messaging in packaging. What is the meaning of the word subliminal? Subliminal means you don't know, but it's there. You know the Diet Pepsi. You know the Pepsi logo. I don't know if I think it's here, but I don't know if I was in the actually. You know the Pepsi logo. You know in the Diet can, the Pepsi logo is slimmer. It's the same logo, but they make it slimmer. Why? If you drink this, you're gonna get that. But it's not written anywhere. But the human being just knows, and they play on the human beings.
I didn't know. I'm going to check it out.
I got the picture here. It's here somewhere, yeah. But it's under brand management.
Okay.
Just remind me to show you the thing. I'll show you. And then standardization for containerization. When you're doing the primary pack or the primary pack, you must think about how many is going to fit into the box, how many boxes are going to fit into the pallet, how many pallets are going to fit in here. Because if your primary pack is fitting a pallet and the pallet is coming so much, the next pallet is coming so much, too late. And this is the shipping queue, the shipping container. You can't put another pallet now. That means from there, they're all around the shipping container is volume that's going to be lost, which you have to pay for, because the ship is still going to move. So the better thing to do is to, instead of having the packaging the pallet that high and wasting the space, I make the pallet that high, I put another one there, I put a third one. You understand? So it is all have to be thought about to fit in a container, standardized for containerization. So when you are thinking about packaging, you got to think about it. Of course, if you're not shipping it across, and it's only for Nigerian consumption, road traffic or whatever, then you don't have to worry. But if you're going in a ship, you've got to think about pallet heights. Packaging, supply chain, distribution, materials handling equation. Who doesn't know about this? The materials handling equation. You know? No, she knows. Can you tell us? You've been through it. John did it or I did it. I can't remember.
John did.
So why don't you teach us? Come on. Come stand here. Because we're waiting for them.
Materials handling.
You put pictures of the chat. Yeah.
So when you look at the material, you need to calculate the weight of the material and compare it to what you want to transport it through. So when you get the calculation, then you can now move it from one point to the other.
Just what you do is explain the why. So there's three sets of requirements: the why, the what, where, and when, and the how and the who. So the first question you'll ask is why. Why do you need to move?
No.
I mean, sometimes you want to move something, but really you don't need to move it. So firstly, you need to ask the question: is it necessary to make the move? There was a guy that came to the plant one day. He was doing audits, and we used to manufacture the aerosol cans for Unilever. We should take the aerosol cans, they're empty, put on a pallet, put on a truck, and ship it to their filling plant, which is 50 kilometers away. Then in that plant, they undo the truck, they push everything in the warehouse, and then they take the cans, they put it into the filling line, and they start filling the public. He said to me, what if we moved the filling line to the manufacturing line of the can? So the can comes off the manufacturing line, straight away gets full. We bypass the move. More economic. No, absolutely. I mean, but you understand my point. It may be possible to combine, integrate two processes and remove the need for the move. That's the reason we're asking why. And then what, where, and when. So let's say we asked the question. We said, no, we have to move it. It would be nice to move the line here, but it's not going to work. And there are many reasons why it won't work. Because we will not always be producing what they want to pull. You understand? So it's not going to work. But this idea, the thinking is there. But let's say we asked the question and we said, yes, it is necessary to move. Then the question is, what? So talk to us about that. Now we're going to have to move this thing. So what are we going to move? Where are we going to move it? And when? So any thoughts from you?
So when you have the thoughts that what are we going to move? How do we package it? Is it going to be, what are the hierarchy of the packaging? So when you think about that, then where are we moving? What's the distance?
That's right.
Because
Logistics.
at times,
The words are already there.
yes, the logistics and the distance. At times, the physical nature of what you are moving. Let's take, for example, the cube sugar. When you are transporting it, is it something that is friendly with rain? You need to consider the atmospheric conditions.
100%.
When you are looking at how to move it and transporting it, those things you have to consider it. Then the physical restrictions. At times you need to compress. So when you are moving it, you don't need to put too much of it on each other.
Yeah.
because of the nature of the product. So characteristics, what are the characteristics of the package? The primary, the secondary, and
But also, what's the characteristics of the product?
of the product.
Is it gas? You moving nitrogen, air, or you're moving liquid salt,
Or the aerosols.
or you're moving aerosol?
When you are moving.
If you're moving aerosol, I can tell you, you won't be able to move it in an aircraft. They won't allow it. So the other thing is logistics and distances, using ship, using air, using road, using train. All that you need to think about. And the physical restrictions, one day, the chap, Valentine's Day, you like Valentine's Day, yeah? Yeah. No? Yeah? 40th of Feb, where the boys take the girls up to the dinner, and they buy the red roses, and they buy the gifts, and all the ladies are very happy. Well, what's up here? Is it not happening in Nigeria?
That's, yes, that's.
Why the ladies are- when I said one day this chap here, he was trying to make his girlfriend very happy. He bought, the Hummer, the big car.
Yes.
Hummer, yeah.
Yes.
He bought a red one for Valentine's. And he told her, he took her to the dealer. He said, "There's your key, start your car, let's bring it on." Hey, she was so happy. He brought it to the house, he opened the garage door, he's trying to fit the garage car.
Oh.
He got very small with it. Can't fit in the how much bigger than the garage?
What happened?
I'm asking, no Valentine's Day for that. He didn't get anything. That's it. So physical restriction. One day, no, it's a real story. The Hummer was very okay. This is the real story. I was buying a piano, Alex, for Yaman. You know Yaman plays the piano.
Yeah.
So I bought the thing. And then I said to the developer, you know what a piano is? Big, right?
Yeah.
And you know another thing, when you're moving it, you can't shake it because it's all pure. You know, when you touch the one key, there's 229 mechanical operations before you hear the sound. In the one key. And there's 88 keys, 88 times 229 mechanical little things that can go wrong. So he said to me, "No, we'll move it. It'll cost you so much to move it." But he asked me two questions. He says to me, "When I come to your house, is this thing going is there any steps?"
Okay.
I said, "Yes, 3 steps." He said, "Oh, we have a chance." He says, "Is it going upstairs?" I said, "No, we only got 1 floor." He says, "Okay. If it's upstairs, the charge more."
That's
Physical restriction. You know how difficult to carry a piano? There's one chap, Valentine's Day, you want to make your wife very happy. He told the fellow, my wife, Valentine's Day, I'm going to have a party for her in the pool. I want the piano, I want the pianist sitting on the piano in the middle of my pool. Yeah. I told him, yeah. Think about the physical restrictions in that way. But by the way, they do that. A big pool, they put the table in the water, they put the piano on the top, and they put the fellow sitting there, and they start playing piano in the middle of the water.
That's enjoyment.
Okay, you done?
You're done with that.
Yeah, good, very good trainer question.
But one thing I want to ask, can we say that what determines packaging in any product is the nature of it?
The nature of the move. Is the nature of it?
Nature of the
Product. The nature of the product and the nature of the supply chain. So what is it? Bright is not here. And Bright will tell you that the supply chain routes influence how the packaging needs to be. So yes, the nature of the product and the nature of the supply chain routing, whether it's air, freight, or sea freight, or rail, or road. There was a chap who every time he sent the aerosol cans to the customer, Alex, the customer, you were saying, "Alex, I don't know, your quality is good, but this Every time you send it on the truck, there's one pallet is only all the cans on the pallet is scuffing. You know what's scuffing? It's rubbing, all the graphics is coming out. Alex said impossible. Then impossible. You reckon that all the other pallets in the truck? No, 100%. Then actually it was 2 pallets. Every time they brought it up, there's 2 pallets is scuffed. Alex says, yeah, I can't believe it. Because why only 2 pallets and all other, because when we print the cans, the graphics, we print on a common process. So why only 2 pallets is scuffing? Then one day Alex said, I'm going to go in the truck, I'm going to see what is happening. 2,000 kilometers, the truck to the customer. When Alex was sitting in the truck, he noticed above the wheels, the 2 pallets there, he's taking too much. When you came outside, Alex was tired, he was hot and very bothered. He came out and he told the people, take these 2 pallets, keep one side. So they took everything out. He kept those 2 pallets one side. He told the customer, check everything. But he kept the 2 pallets one side. Customer said, hey, this is all perfect. Yeah, what happened? He reckon, no, don't worry, check these 2 pallets, they reckon all stuff. Why? The pallet that is on top of the wheels is moving too much. Friction. You've got to know this. Another chap, he bought a Mercedes Benz. You know, Alex, the 500 SE.
Yeah.
Mercedes. You know this car, it's a massive car, beautiful car. You know it. Brand new, he bought this car from Mercedes. They imported the car, came to Nigeria. So Alex bought it. And Alex showing his wife, look at this car. Valentine's Day, and his wife said, but let's go for the drive. He says, yeah. Alex said, yeah, let's go for the drive. Alex says, where are you going to go? The kids. Huh? What's the kid's name?
Salam and Miriam.
But they like ice cream, Miriam.
Yeah.
So Miriam says, let's go to buy ice cream. Alex said, no problem. Stop the car, go to the ice cream shop. He said, which ice cream you want? And they all said they want vanilla. So Alex ordered the vanilla, came in 2 minutes. Alex stopped the car, came home. No problem. The next day, Miriam says, Alex, Dad, let's go get ice cream. Hey, he says, oh, with a lovely 500 AC, beautiful car. Let's go for the drive. All got in the car. We went to the same ice cream shop. Alex says, which ice cream you want? He says, no, let's not get the vanilla. Let's buy the ramen, ramen maple ice cream. Or ramen something. It's not a very popular ice cream. So this ice cream took the chap, it was selling it, took him 5-10 minutes extra. He had to go in the back and get the new flavor, not the normal flavor. Vanilla, everybody. Then when we both, then Alex stopped the car. They got ice cream. 15 minutes. Alex stopped the car. It's not starting. After a while, it can't start. And he said, hey, what's wrong? My brain car not starting. So anyway, Alex made a note of it. The next day, they went again for ice cream. They ordered vanilla. The car started. The next day, the ice cream is called ramen drink. The car is not starting. Every day he made a note. He put a trend. He drew a graph. He sent to Mercedes. I bought the car, 580. There's a problem with the engine. But Mercedes says, oh, we have never had a problem before. But we need to understand what it should be graph up. He said, you see, every time I buy a ramen race, it's not starting. Every time I'm buying vanilla, it's starting. Mercedes in Germany said, it's impossible. Our car is not knowing which ramen race and which vanilla. He said, but I'm telling you, this car is not starting. And Mercedes said, no, impossible. Impossible. They sent the best engineer from Germany. They sent it to Nigeria. They said, you go in this car with this ramen, you see this ramen race and ice cream not starting, vanilla ice cream can't start. Even the engineer too was shocked, but no, man, I'm coming. When the engineer got there, he timed it. Every time they order the vanilla, it's within 5 minutes to get served, the car starts. But when they wait 20 minutes, the car is not starting. The engineer went into the plugs, he noticed that there's condensation happening in 20 minutes. And it's not firing. So all he did was he took the plug out, he sorted the air problem out there, and now whether you buy ramen resin or vanilla, it's starting.
So the time
So you need to understand when you are moving, when you move things, you need to make notes in the supply chain. What are the factors that are influencing? You understand? Don't worry about rum and raisin and the vanilla ice cream. That will take to make you laugh. But it's all about moving things around and why things behave differently. You need to understand. Packaging, the supply chain, stabilization of the load. You can stretch wrap, you can shrink wrap, cross pack, interlock. You know what's cross packing? When you put the boxes, you don't put boxes coming up one way. You build a box on. You crisscross them. Yeah. So when you put the pocket and you pick up, it's not falling down because that's called interlocking. Okay. Then of course the other thing is, besides strapping with a polypropylene strap, you know the green strap, the white straps?
Yes.
It stabilizes. You can stretch strap. In other words, you pull the polyethylene sheet around it and it stretches. The other one is shrink wrap. You put a plastic packet on it and you put it in the heated tunnel, and the heat shrinks it. It's called a shrink wrapping in a shrink tunnel. For instance, your 6-pack of beers are all heat shrunk. Coke, if you buy a 6-pack, it's heat shrunk.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then additional stability is, if you put on your box, if you print with an anti-skid ink, a friction ink, when you put the boxes on top of each other, the box won't move. The ink prevents it from moving. It's friction inks. Have you ever heard of that? No? Yeah, but think about it. Especially in corrugated boxes where you're putting boxes on top of each other, and you are saying they're things like fragile or whatever. If you're using a friction ink, you'll get less moving, slipping. Something to think about. Layer pads can also give stability. Caps and trays and edge boards also give stability. Then you've got underhand overhang. We don't need to go to this. Let's quickly talk about this packaging stats. Oh. Yeah, I know why it's not doing it because, well, just give me a minute. This is important that we cover this. By the way, tomorrow, those people that are committed to running their exercise will start. What time is starting tomorrow?
10. What time you want? 10 is okay.
10 is okay?
That's fine.
Today we start at 10:30 because I only flew in at 3. By the time I got to my hotel was after 4. So I actually didn't have a lot of sleep. That's why I was a bit late. But tomorrow, 10 o'clock, we can start.
So who and who is making tomorrow?
Thursday, please.
Your tomorrow. Okay. So today will take 2 hours. 1 hour is enough for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Wednesday, then Thursday. Okay. Then Amit will have Friday.
Yes, Amit can do Friday.
Engineer Bright is also doing tomorrow, so lighting.
So how many people are doing tomorrow?
3.
3. So that's 3 hours are gone.
Yeah.
So I will pull the day with something, and then the following day.
We'll have another 2 or 3 hours a day. Who is doing the all right.
All right. Now let's talk about some global packaging trends. So far, you have an idea. Packaging is a very complicated subject, right? So far, what we have not done is gone into detail on paperboard, metal, glass, plastic. I'm just giving you general overview of packaging so far, right? But most importantly, I started with the Industrial Revolutions to give you timeline, context, how packaging became so big in our, right? How many people on the planet at the moment? 7.5, we say 8 billion people on the planet in 2023. Let's say 2020. Now, 100 years ago, 1920. 100 years. 1923, 100 years ago. How many people on the planet? We say 8 billion now, right? For rounding off. Then I want to know 100 years ago, 1923, 2023 here. 1923, how many people on the planet? Videographer? Yes. Anybody can guess. You are right. About 2023. But 1923, any guesses? 1923, how many? Tell me how many people? 8 billion now. There were 2 billion. Two. Then why we quadrupled in 100 years? By the way, if you go back to 1823, how many billion? Less than a billion. Well, just over a billion. So now 1823 to 1923 was just almost double, not even double. But 1923 to 2023 is quadruple. Why? Because the Industrial Revolution 1, 2, 3, 4, and packaging and supply chains is making lifestyle easy, so we are multiplying. Oh, we're back. We're multiplying. We're like viruses on this planet. 8 billion of us now. And the demand for packaging is increasing. More mouths to feed, more packaging. And also what we're doing, we're taking the trees down. Look at what's happening next door. I was looking from the top. Look at the chef there. Look at it. Alex? Yeah. He's taking all the plants out, not even one blade of grass living. Come. Come see. Look at the chef in this package. And not one blade of grass living. So not even one. Now I'm asking you, what is giving us life on this planet? What? Knowledge. Ecosystem between the plant and human being. Between the plant and the human being, which one is more important? Yes. If we exceed tomorrow, nothing will happen. The plant will carry on.
Yes.
The plant is not dependent on me and you. We need the plant. Look what you say. Look at the chef of the tree. They're taking all the plants out. How can you do that? So now we are cleaning ourselves. We are taking the gun. We are putting it on our own head, and we are shooting it. And then we're going to say, in 100 years, hey, the human race is coming to an end. You don't know what to do. Maybe in 5,000 years, there's no human beings anymore on the planet. Is it possible? Dinosaurs are extinct now. 50 million years ago, they got extinct. How they got extinct? What caused the problem? The meteor came and made a big explosion. Massive meteor hit the planet Earth, created a big mass. The whole skies and all that went into blackness because all the dust. For days and days and months, the sun was not shining.
For days.
Huh?
If you say it's possible for extinction,
For you, thanks.
for money, then what about this technology,
AI. So that's maybe that will argue about, will be about. You know, we say that at least the dinosaurs, they had a reason for going extinct. But we We are doing it ourselves. We're not waiting for meteorites. We are saying, let's do it now ourselves. Right here. Because look, if we take out the grass and the green plants and the trees, we won't be able to look. Human trees can't live without. It's called photosynthesis.
Yeah.
It's called carbohydrate production. No animal can make it. Only the green plant. I'm just leaving you with a thought. 1923, 2 billion. 2023, 8 billion. And from 1923, 100 years before that, is 1.5 billion. So yeah. So in other words, if I draw a graph, it's going like this, and then last 100 years going like this. So prediction in 50 years, how many people on the planet? It will going like that. You can predict 15 billion. 15 billion human beings. Anyway, look here. This is packaging statistics. This is the global packaging market, 2008 to 2018. So it's a little bit old, but I'm going to put the new graph. Look here, 2022. What is the total value of packaging in the world in 2022, last year? Anybody can read the graph? It's what do you mean 1,000? Yeah, okay, let's say 1.1. Let's say this is 1. It's slightly over, we'll say 1.1. 1.1 what? 1,000 billion is 1 trillion US dollars. Then you have to multiply by how much to get to the nairas? Then you must multiply by another 1,000. 1,000 nairas, $1 US. Last time I came, it was 250. So 4 times the loss of the value.
On the graph, we don't have between 2019 and 2021. But if the statistics supposed to be higher, far above every other level.
You're saying in 2019 we were there. It came down. What?
No, I'm saying because of COVID, more packaging, because people couldn't go to the market. So
You mean 2021?
2018 and
Yeah, you could be right. You could be right. But generally, we are seeing an increase in packaging. What happened here? Remember the World Bank collapse in the United States? 2008, 2009, that was showing it. It has an impact on the globe. Remember that? No?
Yes.
That is visible. Yeah. But if you take this out, generally we are seeing an increase, and this increase is similar to the increase in human population. Because the more mouth, the more packaging. And here is the split. If I take, we said here, what's the total? 1.1 trillion. 1.1 trillion US dollars, right? Now, and when we started in 2008, it was about 700 trillion, right? So let us go forward. Here's the 700 in 2012. The split is 36% in Asia, 2% Africa, North America, 23%, they're big consumer, and Western Europe is 23%. So Europe and America, 46%. Half of the world's packaging is gone in Europe and America. And 40% is in Asia, 36%. So that's almost all. So Africa is not playing a big role. Middle East, Eastern Europe is okay, it's big, but not that big. Even the South, this is Brazil and all. Argentina, Colombo, and all, right? If you take the picture now, currently Asia has gone up from 36 to 41%. What is Asia? Japan, China, India, all those countries. And they're the biggest population, by the way. So there, and you know what? You may say 36 to 41 is only 5%. Sean. It's not much. It's 5% of 1.1 trillion US dollars. You can see Africa is growing 2 to 3. But they're laughing. But 1% of 1.1 trillion US dollars is big. But I can tell you one thing, we as Africans, we need to be a little bit more energetic. And we need to show the rest of the world that we make a difference. We are too complacent. We are not energetic and active enough in the business world. Compared to the Chinese, they're aggressive, but we need to be aggressive. We need to be aggressive business people. We need to make this number 3 in 5 years. We'll make it 6%, and it's possible or more. It's possible. How? We need to have more packaging in this continent. We need to be exporting more of our stuff. Then Africa will have more money coming in. Then we can build more schools and everything. This is what APO is all about. That's what APO is, African Packaging Organization. But incidentally, I sit on that board with Alex. Anybody here want me to come on board and assist, write the names down? You should be active. I'm active. See, I'm here, I'm training in Africa. They can't blame me for not putting the effort. I'm active. You know how tired I am, and Alex made sure I come here. From the beginning of this year, Alex started with Düsseldorf. No, before that it was Saudi Arabia, Düsseldorf, Shanghai. Somewhere else I went to. No, then I went to Pakistan. Then I went back to Shanghai. Then we come to Sri Lanka, Maldives. Then I am here, and I was saying to Lara, tell Alex, I can't. It's just too much. I'm just coming back from Sri Lanka, Maldives. Next week I'm in Cape Town. And he says, no, but there's a few days in between. You can come to Nigeria. I said, yeah, I'm not a superhuman. I'm just an ordinary human. 60 years old. 60? Same age as Alex. You. 1961. 1963, I was born.
So we'll have a good story to tell next week before we.
Yeah, you must know the story. What are we learning here? That we as Africans, we are insignificant in the world. We're not Nigeria. The whole of Africa. It's pathetic.
I'm sure the little 2%, 3% is from South Africa. Not even like
no, South Africa is not the South Africa. Credibility of South Africa is going like this.
wow.
Bad management, bad leadership, corruption. But there's no that be corrupt. You know, let me tell you how to be corrupt. Camera off. You know, you can see. If that chap got a tender, he said, build 100 houses. You then build 98 houses, steal the money for 2 months. Okay. And you have to produce 98 hours. And you get the next tender, you take another 2. But if you're going to take the tender for 100 houses, you're going to build 10 and steal 90. Then you're risking. I'm saying, you can do this thing. But overall, the effect is still growing. I'm not saying must do this. Please. Don't say WPO. That's not that the WPO came teaching them how to do this. Stealing 101. Stealing 101. I'm saying you can, the farmer was having the goose, the goose. The goose? He's got this goose pen, huh? And his name is Alex, and his wife, they are Alex. One day, from the top of his house, looking at the goose pen, he said to his wife, "Hey, Martha, what's watching again? Stella, hey, Stella, there's something shiny by the goose pen, in the goose pen." Stella says, "Go down, idiot, and have a look at that thing. Maybe it's something there." Alex goes and drinks this thing like an egg, but it's heavy. Stella says, "Alex, you're stupid or something. This is a solid egg. Go to the market in Nigeria, sell this thing." Alex goes, we make a negotiating price in the market. He brings how many 100 million naira? Whatever the number is, he brings it home. Stella said, "Hey, that you could sell, you could double the money. You didn't sell this, you didn't negotiate." Then next month, the goose went another egg. Alex said, "Hey, this time I know what." Took the egg, he went to now he's negotiating, probably brought double the amount. Stella is smiling. 6 months, every month, the goose is going to go there. And by now, Alex is rich, Stella is rich. They got Mercedes Benz, they got everything. They got a beautiful 3-story house in the middle of Lagos. Lovely. And the goose every month is giving him. Then one day, Alex told his wife, no, he didn't tell his wife. He said, he thought in his mind, he reckoned, why must I wait every month? Let me put my hand in one down, take it all out. Then I'll sell this all. He put his hand, he tried to find the thing, nothing there, the goose died, no more eggs. What is the moral of the story? The man who killed the goose, he killed the goose that laid the golden egg. He's greedy, he wants to steal, not from the profit, he wants to steal from the capital. That goose is the capital. Your job should be feed it every day. Make sure that goose is getting another goose. So for the rest of the life, you're getting golden eggs. Yeah. But if you try to steal from the capital, kill the goose, then you can never get an egg. Yeah, okay. This is what is happening in South Africa. We kill the goose. Because we think everything will come one time. Sustainability is the name of the order of the day. Sustainability. Yeah, we need to move this number to make it more significant. Not even Middle East and Eastern Europe, 6% and all that, wasting time. At least 10% target. Africa must be. By the way, I'm getting the new stats. I told Luciano to buy it. It's costing about 6,000 euros. Stats from another scale. Okay. 6,000 euros. But I get the whole world's statistics. I need it because when I train, then we give the latest data. So
we had an agreement with with WPO.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't know. That was Ian passed away, huh?
Yeah.
Ian Broderick was doing all that work.
Very
and the best thing is if I deal directly with Smithers.
Yeah.
And then I have this relationship. But I did talk to Luciano. Right. Yeah. If you take that same 700 billion to 1.1 trillion, you can see the split into paper and board, flexible, rigid plastic, metal and glass. Let's look at paper. Paper and board, no shift. Plastic increased by 1%. Flexible increased by 1%. Glass, no shift. Metal, it dropped by 1%. The metal is dropping by 1% means that most of the packaging that was 14%, the 1% of 1.1 trillion is gone, yeah.
Okay.
Now, what is the outlook for the next 10 years? My thinking, but don't hold me to this, if we show this one as 2018 and show 2030, 10 years, 12 years from now, I see this was going to be growing and this will come a little bit lower. This may not change so much, that will increase. Because why? The whole idea is sustainable packaging. Sustainable packaging means putting your product in packaging that can be recovered. See this problem here? Laminate, multi-layer, hard to recycle. Because it's not one layer, it's 3 layers in it. So the thing is, We have to design the packaging either a mono layer, you can have multi-layer or mono material. Then you can, like PET is PET, you can have 2 layers, but both are PET. Then you can recover it and recycle it. But you put 2 layers, 2 different materials, you can't separate, you can't delaminate it. By the way, what's the meaning of the word laminate? When you put 2 materials together and stick. You bring the 2 materials together. Why do we do that? Why do we need a triple layer there? Because 1 layer to steel. 1 layer is a full contact material. The outer layer is the graphics. You can print lovely graphics. You can't print the graphics on the inside layer. So you need more than 1 layer. So each layer is doing a different job. It's called a multi-layer, flexible. All right, so you'll understand this. Here's the thing. Look at plastics. As a packaging material, this is a combination of flexibles and rigids. It is going to grow, but I don't think it will grow as fast. It's still going to grow, but as you can see, as it's getting towards 10 years, it too will, remember that growth may only be as a result of population growth, but not because it's taking up the metal and the paper. You understand?
The more the people, the more they consume.
The more the people, this might be just as a function of human population increase. But that's another thing we need to do. We need to reduce the population increase rate. Why not?
I said that was why COVID happened some years
To
ago.
reduce the population.
That's what I told them.
You can say that. Because it did reduce,
A lot.
but not a lot. We still look about it in the planet. We have too many human beings on the planet. We're saying that we should be around 6 billion. Now we're 8. Can we come down? How are we going to do that? We're going to stop having so many children. But you've got to have 2 to 3 at least. Each couple. Each couple got to have at least 2. Then the numbers remain the same. China, they made a rule. You know, they said each couple can have only 1. You know what happened in 20 years? There's no middle class, there's no emerging economy, there's no youngsters. That whole middle age group is gone. It's a big problem in China. You can't make rules like that and enforce it without understanding the ramifications.
Yes. Yes, it was what they did. I think that I told you that actually children. One is in Chinese, the other 2 are American, and then you have to tell the American that the American children that in China, if they come to China, they have to pay for their ticket and the space. So that the only problem of the thing is that you want to be China, you want to be American, because they want to be in the parents. They know that if they have to pay for them to start to the China because the one that takes when they know what that. But if you say you want to pay them, they will destroy the better part and you won't get better. So you let them and say that pay so much, but you want to take when they are paid, when they are know what that. That's what it is. I think they want to and killing of children. People kill their children. So that they want to decide, you don't want to kill the child.
No, why do you kill the people? I mean, it's ridiculous.
So they want
You see, let me tell you something. There's a general split of the 8 billion people on the planet. Very roughly, half male and women. If you go start killing females, you will kill the whole human race. Because there's a reason we have the balance. There's a reason that, it's a very unusual thing. But I was talking about it earlier this morning. I think I was this class. I was talking about variation. I was here. No. Oh, yeah, I said your couple have 2 children, each one's different.
Yeah.
The reason for that is they're genetically the children have different genes, but same parents. So you can't over the whole 8 billion of us. If everyone is starting to kill one female, eventually you're going to have an imbalance, and that imbalance will affect the entire species. To go. But what is the man going to do on his own? Transgender, remember, transgender is what? The thing is, when we see it happening in human beings, we say, oh, look at these people are not normal. But every animal, a frog, is transgender. In every species, a small percentage is transgender. Remember, think about it, right at the beginning, there were no sex, male and female. Everything was single gender. This development happened a few billion years ago. Not now. This thing about differentiation of their needs. So we need to protect it. We can't be. I don't see what is wrong. What's wrong with him?
Chinese now.
It's happening in India as well. The female is before everybody knows the child is gone. It's wrong. Very stupid. Very stupid thing to do.
No child preference.
What is the preference of the male? How can a male survive without an equal female? It's impossible. What is the purpose of a male if there's no female? No purpose. Nothing. The species is dead. But we can't work that. So packaging. What are the packaging design trends in the next 10 years? Especially post-COVID. What was that now? No, I can stop at any time. I'll stop at 4. And then the plan is we'll meet tomorrow.
Yes, we'll meet tomorrow.
Okay, but also it's a bit hectic. There's a lot of stuff we covered today.
Yeah.
We did cover a lot. So we will stop. I'll find the last place to stop now and we'll stop. Now, the modern consumer is looking at trust and transparency. So in other words, any brand that is talking lies, deceptive is the word, is a brand that you are not going to buy into. Why? Because you know Nike, the shoemakers. No, in China, they were using Chinese labor to make shoes. You know that about in the 2000s, about 20 years ago. Go research this thing, and you will see that Chinese sales, Nike sales dropped when the world started to learn that they were using child labor. Child labor means children under 16, supposed to be in school. They're using them to do work. Yeah.
And they lock the factory.
Yes. No, there are some companies where after you finish your 8 hours or 10-hour work, the workers, straight away they give them food, they give them a bit of relaxation, they put them in a room, lock them up.
Yes.
Sleep. Tomorrow you must do another 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours.
Sometimes the factory.
There are people like that. That's not child labor, that's adult labor, but you can't do anything. And they're bringing them. In South Africa, they're bringing Indians from India. Because they pay nothing. These guys will work for nothing. €1. They will look €2 a day. They're okay. Right. So unpack communication about origin, authenticity, very important. So we talk about certification. What is origin? What is your footprint? What is it? Who are you? Are you talking lies? Are you deceptive? And if you are, as a brand, you're going to lose market share. Because the modern consumer is very clever. Now let me tell you something. 30 years ago, and I'll say housewife, but I'm not being sexist because who does the shopping? Do the men shop here? It's not a Nigerian problem. It's all over the world. The females are doing the shop. Even my house is shop. That's why I can sometimes take my credit card. Sorry about that. No, I'll tell you the story, Alex. One day, he was talking to his friend. He said, hey, mustn't go to the place there. This is why, if you know, my wife was there visiting and shopping and all that, she got a handbag was stolen. The credit card was stolen. Everything else they left. The chef said to him, yeah, you must report to the police. He said, yeah, I must report to the police. So 3 months later, these two fellows, they met again. Then they're having a conversation. The other fellow says, hey, last time we were talking here, you told me about your wife's handbag and the credit card was lost. You reported to the police station. You didn't. No, I didn't report. You didn't. Why? You didn't. No, I'm looking at the credit card statements. Every month, the Steve is spending less than my wife. I said, really? If I report it now, if I come back, she's going to take it. I'll pay more time. Oh, God, I'm laughing about it. The chef didn't report it. But he's happy that the card statement is saying, this chef, half what my wife spends every month. He's happy. That's the best thing to have. Right. So what we're talking about, you understand this, right? Then sustainability is a big issue. We'll talk more about this. Tomorrow we're doing feedback training. At some point when I get a gap, I'll talk about sustainability. And if you get a gap, we'll talk about EPR systems using South Africa case study. Sustainability, what is sustainability? Means you're running a business, you're making packaging, but in 50 years, can you still make the packaging? Can you still run the business? Or are you going to be in a position where all your raw materials are depleted? You've got nothing. For instance, if you are in the energy business and you depended on oil, then how long more your business has carried? 100 years? 200 years? How much oil in Nigeria? How much oil in Nigeria? How much oil you took out from Nigeria? You know? You don't know. When did you start drilling in Nigeria? What year? Could it be before Industrial Revolution 1? No. So it's definitely under 239 years ago. Start drilling. What? How can you drill without mechanization? How can you drill if you don't have the gear? So that all started in 1780. So you are drilling now maybe 100 years. How much oil you took out? And where you gave the oil to? You sold it to the world. Now you sold it to US. Now I want to know how much is left. Tell me, how long does the earth take to produce oil?
Depends on where you, I think it's about 120 years. I think I know.
120 years is one Mandela. Every Mandela you get oil. That's about 15 million years for that oil to start forming.
No, it depends on where.
No, but I'm asking how long it takes for the oil to from. You know where the oil is coming from? The dead wood and trees and everything, as they go, every year they go underneath and underneath and lower. Then the earth is compacting and compacting, the coal forms. The process takes 15 million years. And we, in 150 years, we are half the oil in Nigeria, we finished. Now, the earth is taking 15 million years. You finish 150 years, is that sustainable?
No.
Well, any business depending on oil, you'll have to close it soon. Maybe 500 years. Yeah. 500 years is just now, 5 Mandelas. 500 years is? 500 years is? 5 Mandelas. And then we're no more oil. The question is, what can you do to ensure that what you're taking, you put back, like the goose that was laying the golden egg. You can't put the golden egg back. But I'll tell you what he could have done. He could have protected the goose. He could have made the goose, maybe put another house, a nice house, maybe put a bedroom for the goose, maybe put a toilet for the goose. Make the goose and feed it nice, not scrap the leaves and all that. Feed it good food. Because another egg is going to come, another egg is going to come. But he wants to take all the eggs at one time. Not sustainable. Irresponsible. That's a word. Irresponsible. So we're looking at sustainability. You can see the expectation is increasing each year. Then e-commerce. COVID, we find that we are doing more and more of our purchases like this. Yes? Well, now, I don't know about you, but in South Africa, every time my son wants to buy a loaf of bread, he's buying like this. I said, but how much you been paying? He said, no, 10 rand more we pay for delivery, but they come right to the door. You don't take a car. Are we buying like this? This is changing the perception of packaging.
We buy it, but not, we buy by ourselves, not delivery.
No, but most countries will deliver it. In South Africa, there's an app called 6060. Check it. Check it, 6060. Alex, when you place an order, you must place order with 60 rands and more. They deliver it in 60 minutes. 60 rands is like €5. If you buy for €5 or more, in 60 minutes, they will deliver it to you.
No charge.
Not for the delivery. No, you must pay the €5.
Exactly.
No. But yes, wow.
No delivery charge.
No delivery charge.
Yeah, so also here.
And then what is active and intelligent packaging? Packaging where your food, active packaging, when the meat loses the liquids and the fats and all of that, it is trapped in a layer at the bottom of the package, which then does not spoil the look of the meat in the package. You know, sometimes you have a fish drip on all that, it's looking bad. This packaging is concealing all that. The consumer can't, all the consumer sees a red piece of meat. Oh, nice, very good. By the way, we can all make that meat look red too. We can put chemicals to make it look red. Because when you cut the animal and you cut the meat, within 1 hour, the animal meat is gone brown.
Yes.
But we can don't worry about that. I can make it red for 2 weeks. Yeah, we put a color, we put a chemical. Then you have to eat the chemical, then it's still. Because reality, that's why the lion never tell his wife, take the half of the hyena tomorrow. So we're going to eat it for lunch. No lion said to a white lion, pack that. As soon as you finish eating, you leave it for the scavengers. But even the scavengers eat it within 3-4 hours, finished. You come back, you go to Kruger Park, Alex, you know the Kruger National Park?
No.
In South Africa, we got a massive park. We got big lions there. Big. There are people that are gone, they see the lion killed. When they drive around the park, they come back after 3 hours, only skeleton.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, they kill, let's say kill the park. Then the lion eats half the park. Not even eat half the park, he eats a little bit. And the wife eats and the children eat and they go. The rest of the animals, the hyenas come, the birds will come. Within 3 hours, white skeleton, no meat. But yeah, we're back to packaging to take intelligent packaging, put color coding, and the ink is thermochromic. The ink can tell you what is the temperature this packaging got. This thing should be minus 15 degrees. If I put an ink here, which shows if you came down to 0 degrees, that means it's warm. Minus 15 is below 0. If it came to 0 and it is there, or came to 7 is there, came to 14 is there, then it tells you exactly what temperature it was at, and you know that it's not good. So this is known as active and intelligent packaging. Let's take Tova.
We need to stop here.
Yeah, we'll stop here. We've been through this.
We need to take a
Say
group
this all.
photograph.
Inclusive and accessible. People's age, 75 is the average age. So you need to understand how to package. Because some people at 75, 80, you can't open and close easily. So you design the packaging to allow. And then all-inclusive packaging stores unmanned. You go in there, the retina scan you or the fingerprint you go take